Before we go, we'd like to acknowledge and honor the man who came to be known as Mr. OETA. His name is Bob Allen. He took over this fledgling station in 1972, and he turned it into one of the most respected and most watched PBS networks in the nation. Mr. Allen passed away at the age of 86 on Wednesday. OETA's Robert Birch has more on his remarkable legacy.
Robert Lee Allen's life began in El Reno. His parents were in the dairy business, but at an early age, he knew he wanted to be in show business. As the communication director for State Superintendent Leslie Fisher, he became so essential that when the relatively new Oklahoma Educational Television Authority, known as OETA, needed a new director, Bob was loaned to the station, but for only 1 year.
One thing that was against me in being named director was I wasn't a broadcaster. Well, I just decided I'm going to learn more about broadcasting than any of my fellow general managers, and I did. And it was just a passion that came out.
In the basement of a building on the OU campus, OETA consisted of an old camera and 2 mammoth tape machines, one in Norman and the other in North Oklahoma City.
Well, as looking around and analyzing the situation, when we went back upstairs, I took 2 steps at a time. And he said, "You took 2 steps at a time." I said, "Yeah, we have a lot of work to do."
He knew what he wanted, and he knew what had a really good chance of working. He really had great dreams for what OETA could become at that time.
Hello there, and welcome to 1, 2, 3, the program where you can learn some German.
In the early days of educational television, they would just simply show a teacher in front of a blackboard. And obviously that didn't engender a big audience.
Are you ready? Yeah. All right, here it is.
Bob Allen was a teacher, and his easy manner in speaking to an audience made him a master fundraiser.
$1,001,285.
One time when OETA needed an expensive cable for the transmitter, Bob climbed the tower and showed the viewers where the cable would be installed. The pitch worked, and OETA got the part.
Bob Allen, come on in here. You've got a satisfied look on your face, and I know I have. I'm grinning from ear to ear because those phones are over there and going wild.
Great. I think it's pretty clear the kind of programming that most Oklahomans like.
Yes.
And of course, when you have the Boston Pops on, it's always this way.
Bob built that basement operation into a network that reaches every corner of the state. In order to finance his vision, he had the idea to syndicate the Lawrence Welk Show to PBS stations across the country. Bob Allen served as the executive director of OETA and as the OETA Foundation president during his 42-year tenure and is known as Mr. OETA.
Bob Allen was passionate about public television. He was an experienced educator, communicator, writer. He had the skill sets to really be a pioneer, to take an idea, a concept for something, public television.
Bob Allen built a reputation, a legacy that will live on in the hearts of friends and family for generations to come.
He had ideas by the dozens, and more importantly, he had a vision for carrying them out, which was pretty spectacular.
Some people say, why is he doing that? Why spend those resources there? But it was part of this master plan to build OETA into what it is today.
I loved OETA. I fell in love with it almost the first day I went to work.